Hi labs. Hi chat. Hi Kathy Ann. Hello and welcome. Kevin. Hello bud. Evening labs. Evening chat.
Well, it's Sunday. It's 8 o'clock. It must be stream time. Greetings everybody and welcome back to Conan Exiles. Glad you could all be here once again. Here we go again for another 2 hours of probably chaos. On my part, of course. Yeah, hope everybody's good. Good to see you all here. Kevin, good evening.
Hello,
Cassie,
Rob.
nice to see you.
Time no see.
Robert, good to see you.
On the floor laughing.
Welcome on in.
Hey Kevin.
Hope you're all good. Yeah, a little bit different tonight, like we said on Friday. All will be revealed very, very shortly. But as usual, our Bazaar store screen is what we'll start with, as we usually do. This is what's showing for me on the PS5 at the time of the stream.
And hey Rob.
So this is what's
Let's go.
available.
Party popper.
Very nice. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag of things once again as usual. The library set is pretty cool, must admit. If you haven't got that one yet, do have a look at it. Each piece does fit to a wall individually, and they do interchange between, I think it's 3 or 4 different styles, so you can kind of create a really interesting looking library. And then you get the stairs and the reading lectern, I think it's called, which you can interact with as a player character, or you can stick an NPC on there, which is pretty cool. So I do recommend that one if you haven't already got it. So yeah, great to see everybody once again. Here we go again. You'll be glad to know back to normal next week, all being well. You get me on Friday for a couple of hours at 7 o'clock, and then the boss man's back on Sunday. So yeah, we'll make the most of it while we can. So anyway, yep, that is the Bazaar screen, and as I say, a little bit different. I know straight away, right? A different face. That's not the character we usually see. That is, of course, our Lexi from the videos that you all see, and we are, of course, on the Exile lands once again. This time on, I'm going to call it my community server, because essentially that's what it is. But this is where all the videos get made, and where a lot of people also play on here as well, which is great to see.
Happy Angar. Scotland v Hungary just kicking off.
Yep, that's what we've got to remember as well, that Scotland and Hungary, let's have our fingers and toes and everything else crossed that that's a good game for them. Let's hope us being live at the same time brings them some good luck. Let's send them some good luck charms across. Everything crossed. Hope it works for them. Even if it's just a little win. Let's hope they can do it. 6 badges. Good to see you. Welcome on in.
Flag.
From France,
Scotland
I do believe.
Flag. Scotland flag. Scotland flag. Scotland.
Absolutely.
Hi 6.
Yeah, good to see you. 6 badges. Welcome on in. Welcome to our Sunday evening of Conan. Like I said, a little bit different tonight. We're going to take a look at some of the items, as I said on Friday, from the current event that's going on, which is the Headhunter, or the Sorcerer Hunting event,
with a little kicking tonight.
If you want to call it that. Then we'll kind of just have a little mess around. We'll show off some of the new friend-making equipment, shall we call it, rather than thrall taming. We don't like calling it that. And also the new hammer that's available. I'll kind of show you what that one's like. with its base damage,
Working
and
on the
then
floor laughing.
with a master weapon fitting on it, and kind of show off how good it is, or personally how good I think it is, and what you can expect to get from it. So yeah, most of the things we're going to have a look at. If I do this quite cinematic, if I can. If we spin our camera around, these are some of the examples here that I've put out that you can get from the caravans, surprisingly. Not the mannequins or the people, obviously these are just here for display purposes, but when you go to some of the vendors, there are schematics that you can learn for both the Mad Prophet armour and the Khitan Slaver, but we're going to call it the Khitan Friend armour. Now, they call it armour, but both of these, once again, I think a few people have mentioned it in previous videos, doesn't give any particular bonuses. It's purely only any good as a illusion piece, shall we say. But the other pieces are pretty good as well. We'll have a look at those as well. And of course I've got some of the weapons and different bits in there that we'll also take a look at. And also this item here. But yes, upon request, before we get into that, I will be using admin to fly around, etc. and all the other bits and pieces, because this is a little bit of a different playthrough tonight. So we're not on our regular playthrough, so I hope you'll enjoy it. And yes, of course, by request,
Yes.
can we start with a little bit of thuggery kicking? Well, why not, hey? Just cause. There he is. Our good old friend. 3, 2, 1. Still alive. Look at him. Can't figure out how he got down there, like, but he's still alive and he just runs back up here like nothing's happened. Look at him. It's like, how did I get down here? Here he comes. Perfectly fine, and just for good luck we'll send him off again.
That's so much fun.
There we go. 2 for the price of 1, how's that?
He shoots, he scores.
Yeah, let's hope that equals a couple of goals for Scotland, eh? Yeah, let's call it that. So, yeah, as we know...
1 for each cheek.
1 for each cheek, yeah. Yeah. So there are these various camps around the map, once again, just as there were back in Age of Sorcery. Prices are slightly different for items this time. Slightly more expensive, but there are some different items in there this time as well. You've got your usual commander that you can speak to, but if we chat to this one here, I believe it is, you click trade, and then on the right hand side there, as you can see, you've got the Mad Prophet armour pieces, and again each different trader will sell you a different piece, just as before. And what this does is, the cheapest one at the top is obviously the very, very basic regular version of the set, shall we call it, and then the next one is what would be the epic version, not made with a crafter. Obviously, presumably these are the numbers as if it was like spawned in by an admin. And then you've got a few different schematics to learn. Then the Tiger's Truncheon and the Dead Woman's Tresses, which are your friend making tools, which I have heard from recommendation are awesome. So if you haven't got them yet, why haven't you? Basically, they are lots of fun. And also I found out the Tiger's Truncheon has an interesting little move on, I believe it's our heavy attack button, R2, which I'll show you shortly, which Seth's Truncheon, or one of the other Truncheons, doesn't do. And then of course we've got the Misplaced Guardian hammer there as well, and then the weapons underneath are all hardened steel grade, and they can be different weapons depending on which caravan you go to around the map, and all varying prices as well. A little bit expensive, some pieces 1,000, 2,000, but to be quite honest, if you figure out a good little farming loop somewhere for farming sorcerers, this spot where we are now actually is a really good one, because you've got this location here up at Thugger's Stand, where you've got a couple up there, you've got another camp here, you've got the summoning place just across there, and then you've got Spinebreaker's Flank just across there. Nice little loop you can do. and you can make quite a bit of obelisk in quite a short time. If you're lucky, and if Naughty Monkey was here, he would definitely vouch for that one, because this is one he's been doing. And also, I believe, Audio Gaming's latest video, he's been just doing the exact same one. So do check that one out as well if you haven't seen it yet. So these are the various bits and pieces you can buy. As I say, not really any good as an armour set, because they don't give any set bonuses, shall we call it. They do give a little bit of armour, but no set bonus for anything. So if we just take a look on this first one here, as you can see, the first and second versions of both of these sets are admin spawned. So one is the regular, and then the next set is the epic version, and then the third version that our human model, shall we say, is modelling, is a perfected, crafted version of it, just to show you again the armour value that it can go up to. But again, it's not mega fantastic, so, and it doesn't really give you any real good bonuses to anything. It purely just gives an armour value, so it's more for illusion side of things. So as you can see there, that's the different numbers for the regular version. Legs and the feet. And then if we go along to this one, Rex Havoc, good to see you. Welcome on in. Hello. Hope you're good.
Hey Rex. Hey Rex.
And then this is the, once again, admin spawned epic version, so your level 60 version. Slightly higher numbers on the armour values, but again, doesn't give you any bonuses to anything whatsoever. So totally pointless really as an actual armour piece. And if we talk to our good old friend here, that isn't the one that we just kicked off the hill, by the way, but it's another one of him. As we can see there, this is a crafted version of the Mad Prophet. We're going to call it armour set, even though it doesn't give you bonuses. This was crafted on the Garrison Armourer's bench with a tier 4 shield right armourer. So again, slightly higher armour value, but once again, no actual bonuses to anything, so it's a pretty pointless set really, other than for the illusion side to it. But as you can get to see there, you see this set both on the, obviously that's a mannequin, but the female of what it would look like, and then the male version, so on a mannequin, and obviously on a human version. Same thing again with this one, similar numbers to the Mad Prophet armour. Again, that's the basic version. This is the one of the schematics that you can learn, is this one. Appearance wise, I'm a bit not so sure on the headpiece, but the rest of it I do like. And then the spawned epic version, so the level 60 version. Again, no bonuses to anything. And then we have Miss Ancina Hidden Daggers here at the end. Once again, modelling the tier 4 crafted version of it. Higher numbers on your armour once again, but again, totally pointless for putting on anybody, because apart from a bit of armour, you're not going to get any bonuses to your stat numbers or anything like that. So that is your two sets that you can get from the Headhunter event, if we call it that. So the Mad Prophet armour is returned again with the various pieces around the map, but you can also obviously now learn the schematic for the Mad Prophet to be able to actually craft it. Yeah, they do look a bit different, don't they? Definitely unusual. These would probably look quite nice dyed in lighter colours, but they do look pretty cool as they are, to be quite honest. So that is them. If we come
bench can work miracles. I'm not impressed.
Then the next item, one of the schematics again you can learn, is the hardened steel cage. So I've just put a couple on here just to kind of show you them. And presumably from what I could find this was the same one. You can obviously open it up and leave it open just like you can a door on a building. Or you can have it closed. Bit of a delay on the sound effects there, but you can't unfortunately come up to it with a rope and pop somebody in it like you can with the event. Unfortunately, it's not quite that clever, but there we go. But they are again an item that you can learn. And then this huge wagon here, the slave wain I believe it's called, or the Stygian slave wain, or the friendship wagon as we've all called it, which is what you see at all of the Khitan locations. You can now learn the recipe to craft that as well. Doesn't come with the horses, of course. These are just two of my wonderful mounts that are just stuck out here just to kind of show with it for a showpiece. That's it from the other side. I did try and put 2 cages on the top as well, but for some reason it wasn't allowing me to place them. It was giving me the whole not enough contact with the ground rubbish that it does. But yeah, that is another schematic that you can learn as well. So you could make yourself the friendship wagon, as we call it, if you would like one, which is pretty cool, gotta say.
The wagon is cool though.
Yeah.
You put a friend in the cage, placing one in there.
You should be able to do it by sort of standing them in there, yes. Not sure if this will work for me at the minute. Let's just try it. So if you... Yep, it does. How do gaming? Good to see you. Just talking about you, your ears must be burning. In a good way, of course, how do. We were just referring to your latest video and the little run down at
Howdy Odu.
What's it called? Sogristan, and this area that you've just been running around in. How someone on my server's been doing the same thing.
Quack quack Odu.
So yeah, you can stand somebody in there if you like to do, and shut the door on them, make it look like they're going to be transported off. Unfortunately, you can't place a sorcerer this way because they only go on benches, but I suppose you could dress somebody up to look like a sorcerer and stand them in there. So yeah, we'll leave her in there for a minute. So yeah, you can place people in them, which is pretty cool. And then one of the other items you can get is this huge thing here, complete with skulls. I haven't placed these in. As you can see, I can't interact with it or anything. I'm pressing the button. It does actually craft, looking like that with all the
Let's play dress up.
The skulls on it. So obviously that's how it would be if you were placing the skulls in them at the various different camps. So you can learn the recipe to craft that as well. And then in this little box of tricks here, we've got some different things. We've got the tiger's truncheon there at the top. You can see the numbers just down on the left there. I will look at them a bit closer in a second, but just to show you there. I'm not going to highlight the bindings yet because we're going to have a look at those in a minute. But the bindings that you can see in the box there, I've got the reinforcement kit next to it. It wouldn't allow me to put a reinforcement kit on them, possibly because of the way they are, which we'll look at in a minute anyway. And then you've got 2 items underneath, the red firework and then the blue smoke firework. We'll show those off as well. And then the hammer underneath. Which that?
Are you thinking of doing 50 Shades of Savage?
50 Shades of Savage. That sounds good. So yeah, what we'll do while we're here. Oops, wrong way. Take those out of there, and then while I'm here, I'm just going to grab both of those.
Thinking face, thinking face, thinking face.
Yeah. So, as we all know, in game, from the wine cellar dungeon, you can get Cess Truncheon, which is this one here. And you can see all the details for it there in the middle. So it's a legendary, and the weight and what have you. And the durability, which is okay. Obviously, it's not gonna last forever. Legendaries never do, but it'll last you for a little while. And of course, with Cess Truncheon, just as any regular Truncheon, you've got the what is R1 for us, which would be your light attack. Then you've got your R2 heavy for Cess Truncheon, which can be a little bit wavy if you're trying to knock somebody out. However, with the new one now, if we take a look at this one, as you can see, the Tiger's Truncheon, it says it's a strength weapon again, legendary, but you'll notice on this one, looking at the details there, what can anybody spot as a difference? So that's Cess Truncheon again. So we know it's a strength weapon, we know it's legendary. Take a note there a minute of where it has the health damage and armor pen. Excuse me a second while unwanted visitors are trying to interfere there. Even the camel came to have a go. There we go, sorry about that. So yeah, take a look at the details there. That's Cess Truncheon. Now take a look at the details on that one. There's one little line there that isn't on Cess Truncheon. And it's the one that says Shield Smash. So why, if it's a Truncheon or a friendship stick, shall we call it, does it have Shield Smash? Well, that could actually be pretty good. Because if someone's trying to shield block you that you want to knock out, you're going to be able to break through that shield. So again, can't show it very, very well with the camera, but as you can see there, nice bit of detailing on it compared to Cess Truncheon. And if we do our regular R1 attack, it's just the same as usual. But this is where it gets interesting, chat. This is where it's a bit different. If I hit R2, spot the difference. That's Cess Truncheon. That's the new Tiger Truncheon. Who could tell a difference there with those? Who spotted that difference with those heavy attacks? First one was Cess Truncheon. Next one was the new Tiger Truncheon. Any of you spot anything different or interesting there?
Axe attack. Same as a mace.
Yep, exactly. And I didn't know that straight away. I was messing around with Cess Truncheon. I did it with the new one. I thought, wait a minute. Heavy attack. So I tried this out, and if you're trying to knock out a tier 1 or a tier 2, can pretty much guarantee if you walk up to them and do your heavy, up, down, so it's just one tap for the button obviously.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
You'll pretty much knock them out, up, down. If they don't go down on the second swipe, or even the first swipe, they'll definitely go down on the second
Angelo.
one. Angelo, good to see you. Welcome on in. Yeah. So, personal recommendation and recommendation from fellow people in the chat who play on the server that have also now got this Truncheon. We can safely say it definitely comes highly recommended.
All the things from the traders the other day. Love this event, lol.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty good, isn't it? It definitely is fun. And yeah, I know Robert can vouch for this Truncheon, especially. He's got this one and been using it, and he said it's a lot of fun. Don't you, Robert? I believe you say it's a lot of fun. Well worth its money. And again, if you look at the durability with Cess Truncheon,
It's also not nerf. It does HP damage.
and obviously again, look at the durability for the Tiger Truncheon. That's got a little bit more durability to it than what Cess Truncheon has. So each time you're going to have to keep going and try to get a Cess Truncheon off him, why not buy yourself a few of these while you can? Because look at the durability on it. That's going to last you a little while, to be honest.
The best circle on Sipta for sorcerers, if you're willing to use a teleporter.
There you go. So that is those ones. Now, who's heard of the Bindings of the Dead? Another legendary binding that we can get. I'm sure most of us, if not all of us, have. Or who's used them? Who's been lucky enough to get the Bindings of the Dead?
Fair play.
which is a legendary, obviously, again. Has anybody ever had the Bindings of the Dead, or does anybody use them now, shall we say?
I have once.
Yeah, well, if we take a look at these. So yeah, there we go, Bindings of the Dead.
I've heard legends.
For some reason, that look almost
Always
invisible.
used them till the new one.
You can,
Trying to get those on Sicta, but I love them on Exiled Lands.
if I keep the camera that way, you can just about see them in my hand. So yeah, that is the Bindings of the Dead. Again, with some pretty OP durability, shall we say, which is already a thing you can get in game. Well, the reason why I wanted to look at these is I was looking at things like the chain bindings, which are craftable, and then the new whip bindings, which are also craftable. Again, both decent durability, but then these are a legendary that you can acquire. However, once again, while this event's going on, what you could also do, if I come back this way a minute and change to this one, Dead Woman's Tresses, take a look at the durability on those.
Strictly speaking, Bindings of the Dead are unique from the library, not legendary.
Yeah, that's true, 6 badges, yeah, they are a thing that you learn, that's right. A thing that you learn from the Library of Esoteric Knowledge, or artifacts, whatever you want to call it. That's true. Yes, yeah, they are. Quite right. Well remembered, had forgotten about that. Well, yes, you're absolutely right. These are the new ones, the Dead Woman's Tresses, that you can get from this event. Never mind all the other details, as I say, take a look at the durability on them. $20,000 durability. They are going to last you for
Love
quite
the
a long
bindings,
time.
They're so funny low.
Yeah, it is a funny name, isn't it? Dead Woman's Tresses. In other words, Dead Woman's Hair. Whoever that dead woman was, she must have had some very strong hair to make bindings with 20,000 durability on them. Hopefully this isn't, like Wack was saying in his video, Wack4863, hopefully this isn't a glitch or a bug and it is actually intentional, because that is insane for durability for a binding. So again, highly recommended. Get your obelisk coin farmed up, get yourself a few of them bought, definitely. Because even though they're decent durability, yeah, you're going to settle for a little bit more, aren't you, surely? I was trying some out on my server on here earlier on, just running around in this area for a short time, and they went down from 20,000 to 19,700 odd. And I think Robert was saying the ones that he's been using all over the map for some long journeys as well, sometimes for about 3 days, and it's still not even quite down to 17,000 durability again, so can't recommend them enough. So if you haven't got them yet, question is, why haven't you really? Because you don't know what you're missing, honestly. Check them out.
I've used them for a couple of days and barely made a dent in the durability. I
Yeah.
doubt that's a bug.
No, it's probably not.
I'm thinking of that scene from the Fantastic Four comics, when Storm and Black Panther were on the team, and the thing pulled Storm's high. Funkin' will break them soon.
Yeah, don't say that. We don't want to. If they break them as in make them even more durable, by all means do that, but don't break them and make them weaker. Absolutely not. So in other words, let's make the most of it while we can, just in case they do break them. Oh dear. But yeah, as you go, there you go, chat. Very, very highly recommended. So do.
That won't happen.
Yeah, very, very true. Speaking of recommended, if you guys haven't already smashed the like button gently, shall we say, then if you would do so, that would be very much appreciated, because as we know, the YouTube algorithm loves recommendations from likes and comments, etc., and recommends more things to other people. So lots of likes equals more recommendation, and it's free for you to do,
not had enough whiskey today.
and it helps me out a lot as well. So thank you in advance. Right, so if we carry on a little bit more, as I say, there is another weapon, the Misplaced Guardian's Will Breaker, which again sounds like a knocking out item, should we say, but it's not, trust me. As you can see by the health damage there, pretty high health damage for a easily purchasable weapon.
Anybody have a bug with relic hunter torches? I tried to use mine today and a message said I wasn't entitled to it.
That's interesting, the relic hunter torch. We'll have a look at that in a minute and see if that works for us as well, or whether it's happening.
I mean, it definitely knocks them out. ... of life.
It knocks them out of life, yeah, definitely. So yes, this is the Misplaced Guardian's Will Breaker, and as you can see again, strength weapon, quite decent high health damage, I've got to say. Pretty good armor pen again, and also decent durability. And this is what it looks like. Nice big old smashy two-handed hammer. So we'll wait till she decides to go into her relaxed stance, shall we say. There we go, see it a bit better now. Sorry, the cameras aren't great on console to get into things very easily, but can kind of see what it looks like there. Kind of reminds me of a dumbbell at the gym, that, for your weights, if you're doing weight training.
As good as Hanuman's Garda, but so much lighter.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hanuman's Garda, but lighter. Yes, that is true. And again, does all your typical hammer moves, your overhead hit. Takes you forever to stand up, like. Let me come out of that a minute. 1, 2, 3. Heavy.
Sound timer, a countdown till their death.
So you can see there, if I do it light, light, light. Didn't quite do the heavy, but that's a heavy on its own. Looks like this guy's attacking again. We'll do a heavy on him. So light, 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 heavy. So you almost do like a jump with it. Or light, light, heavy. You do overhead, just bear in mind you do take a minute or two to kind of stand, well not a minute or two, but a couple of seconds. Light, light, heavy. When you do that one, you are going to take a second or two to stand up from it, so just be wary of that. But again, it's not mega heavy, which is pretty good. It's heavy-ish, but not too bad. And the other beauty of it is, like any other weapon,
classic album.
Again, with my L2 on console, not sure what it would be on PC, but you've got your classic two-handed hammer kick that you can do to things as well, so you can go along and kick people and then smash them over the head if that ain't enough. These guys are pretty much low-level Defari, so it's not really going to do a whole lot to these, but
Tactic is so fun when corrupted. I stole that album from my little brother.
Sorry, the angle on that wasn't very good. I'll try and get another one if we can, but as you can tell, get out of it. You can give him a cheeky kick, smack him with a light, and they're dead outright. Yes, I know that's a sorcerer, but we're not going to worry about those at the moment. So again, where's that archer? There you are. Put you into that. There's your fatality. So you hit them with the butt end of it and then smash them over the head. Pretty cool, I've got to say. But I suppose you're all asking the question, if that's it in the regular version,
take time to administer. Nice.
What about if I add a master weapon fitting to it? Well, if you do that, that's the results you'll get. Nice little increase on your damage, and a huge increase on your armor pen. Doesn't affect the weight or anything like that. Can still do all your normal attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the upper. Just bear in mind we do have the stamina cost lowered slightly on this server, only very very slightly, but it's going to cost you a fair bit of stamina if you're not geared for it. I am in the full Redeem Legion, which does give me a little bit of stamina and obviously a strength damage bonus, but that's pretty much how that works. So again, quite expensive as a hammer to buy, but if you're happy to grind out those sorcerers and get yourself that obelisk, it's definitely worth getting.
Here
So once
made it in. Busy in the kitchen prepping Texas shotgun shells.
Texas shotgun
Hollowed-out
shells.
jalapeno peppers stuffed with seasoned cream cheese.
Oh, they sound good, Naughty. Good to see you. Don't worry. So, yeah,
Hey, monkey.
that is the... I'm going to call that the improved version when you put a master weapon fitting on it. Going to give you a
Monkey duck.
ton more armor pen and a little bit more damage on top. Now, obviously, these were low-level Defaris that I was hitting with it. And I'm only literally spec'd into the first point in strength, but I've done a little bit of playing around with it, and if you spec'd into a full strength build with crushing swings, for example, then obviously you're going to do a ton more damage. And if you had a full armor set on that gave you tons of strength damage bonus again, you're going to hit like a whirlwind and have lots of fun at the same time. So yeah, that is those.
Monkey, you're off. They sound like a proper beer snack.
If I just pop these back in here for a minute,
Angelo.
and then we take these. Now, apologies that it's not actually night time at the moment, so not quite as effective, but again, one of the other items you can purchase is this one, which is a blue smoke firework. Oops. And you just pop them on your hot bar or your hot wheel, place them down, and then when you interact with them, sorry, I've got my little dot turned off. If you interact with them, as you'll see, it sparks up and it goes up into the air. Decent sound effect and gives you the blue smoke. And the other version, once again, interact with it, off it goes, and it's like a proper actual firework that time. So they have another fun thing that you can purchase as well. Also a little bit of fun. So they are pretty cool. So yeah, lots of different bits and pieces that you can get. You can buy, as I say, from each merchant, the singular different pieces of the normal and the epic version of the Mad Prophet. Depends on the caravan of which you go to as to which you'll get. But you can buy them, or you can now obviously buy the schematic to learn the recipe for yourself. But you can also get the schematic to learn the Khitan Slaver armour, let's call it again. They call them armours, but all they do is give you a bit of armour value. But would look pretty cool as a an outfit if you transmog them. does make me wonder, like where you've got the pieces coming down the middle here in the belt, if you did that in black or something, maybe if it allows you, then the neck piece, then the rest in like white or something, could look pretty cool. Or a purple and white, or a mixture of colours, I suppose. Really, you could play around with them. And again, the wagon, and then of course the cages. And if you were to collect all of the hardened steel tools as well, and all the recipes, and if you were to purchase the 2 pieces of armour that are also available from that vendor as well, then including that and the placeable, there is also one other little item that I forgot to put out here as well that look like little, if you think of the shackles on your wrist that you would have in prison with a little piece of chain on it, I forgot what they're actually called as well now, but you can purchase them, that you can have on your wrists, that literally have a little bit of chain dangling off them, and it almost looks as if like you snapped them off your chain in prison and escaped. Again, no armour value to them, purely cosmetic again. So if you wanted to have a proper prison theme somewhere, you could put them on somebody to make them look as if they're trying to break out their prison cell kind of thing. Pretty fun also again. But to do all of that, and this isn't an exact 100% exact figure, but it's as near as you could get with it, it would cost you round about 4,965-ish, give or take, of the ancient obelisk to learn all the recipes and get all the extra pieces that you can get from the different vendors now. So it's pretty fun, definitely, as you say, a pretty good event this, slightly different to last time. But all the locations, as I did in my little video, if you've seen it or if you haven't seen it already, do check that one out on the channel. It's my latest video, just talking about the event a little bit again. But all the caravans are pretty much at the same locations as they were previously. The only one I couldn't find, unless they'd moved it, which used to be around about here, is the one that used to be round about here, the bottom left corner, when this was a camp. I don't know if that one for El Mariah has just been got rid of or whether it's been moved. If anybody has found it, do let us know whereabouts it is now, and I can include that in the future as well, but I couldn't actually see it at the time from where, because it's not where it used to be, because obviously that's very close to the camp. But that is all the bits and pieces from the event. The only other thing to say is you pretty much get the same rewards from doing the event, from handing the skulls in. Naturally, if you hand a live unconscious sorcerer into the cages, you do get a little bit more. But it seems to be, again, I went into this in detail in the video, it does seem to be that no matter what level the sorcerer is, so whether it's a level 1, a 2, a 3 or a named, you still get the same amount of obelisks per sorcerer, where in the past it used to be a level 1 gave you a certain amount, level 2 a bit more, level 3 a bit more again, and level 4 gave you the most. But it doesn't seem to be the case this time. It just seems to be whatever sorcerer you hand in, you still get the same amount of obelisk coin. And again, you've got your same vendors, as I say, the new trader one that you can interact with, the captain that you can talk to.
54 live 1, 5 per skull.
Thank you. There we go. Thanks, Naughty. Yeah. And then you've got your supply materials merchant still that will sell you them, and I believe they're 10 obelisks now, is it, as opposed to 5? And then the combatants and the workers, it used to be 50 ancient obelisks, and they're now, is it 100 per person now? I know they've increased it to what it used to be. Let's just go back into creative a moment again. So we bob back over here. Where is everybody? Are you around the back?
200.
Oh, 200, yeah, thank you. Where are you all? So that's you. So at this one, this is your trader. And then that guy for your supply materials. And then you've got your, yes, there you go, your combatants and your workers from this person. And then of course your captain that you can speak to, who will kind of give you the same spiel that they used to do, saying what they're doing and referring to Metcamosis, because let's face it, now that he's a... just ignore the chaos in the background there. That's just our usual mischievous person up to their usual tricks. Yeah, I'll give you the same spiel as usual. Doing things for Metcamosis, because essentially he's now headless and can't do it himself, so his way, it's Cathy Ann came up with it, we've kind of decided that Metcamosis can't gather all these sorcerers himself, so he's asked us to do it. And hey, don't apologise, monkey, it's fine, it's funny. It's quite funny. adds to the atmosphere. You crack on, honestly. What was I saying? Yeah, so he's getting us to go out and get these sorcerers for him, and his way of rewarding us is he's sent these people out to collect them and give us some interesting rewards for collecting them. Teddy, good to see you. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. Here we are again for our second of 2 Sunday streams. As I say, back to normal next week, all being well. And Friday we will be back to our normal regular scheduled broadcast, shall we call it, as they say in the media world. We'll be doing our normal playthrough on Exile Lands, of course, but not with our young lady here. It will be our blacksmith young lady that's on our single player. Tonight, just thought we'd go through this event a little bit.
I've been painting all weekend. I was just heading to the merchant lol.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, like I say, crack on. If people see it in the background, it's a live demonstration of what we've just been talking about. How to pull your sorcerers pretty effectively from this area without aggroing too many people. Do you feel free, monkey, if you want to pop up into Thugras and demonstrate how it all works? We can.
My other choice was the caravan with truant officers from Hogwarts.
We can watch how you do it if you like, so people can see what happens. Do feel free to demonstrate.
Well.
I'm sure everybody would be interested in knowing a little trick of how to clear out this camp, for example. This is just one of 2 or 3 you could do around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Monkey's got a good little technique for this area.
No.
So, I believe Audu's also been doing a run through here recently as well, in his recent video. Once again, little cheeky plug for it. If you haven't seen Audu's latest video, do go check it out. Leave him a like, leave him a comment. Sure he'll appreciate the support. There's a good little way that you can do this camp, how you can pull people safely without drawing too much aggro, take people out that you need to take out, and even then get your sorcerers and deal with them on their own. I think Monkey's got that down to a fine art round here now. So he's been farming the heck out of it recently, and making some decent ancient obelisks, shall we say. Yeah, no worries, I'll do. Not a problem. Not a problem. Always happy to help.
Oh, like the outfit labs.
Which outfit are you referring to?
Wanda Bombshell seems to have changed her uniform.
I was just going to say you're referring to Commander Bombshell or Monkey's outfit or my outfit. Wondering which one you were referring to there then. Well, if you mean mine, then yeah.
No, she hasn't.
It's pretty much one I've used for a lot of my videos to kind of keep the appearance going, kind of thing. Yeah. I thought that's what you meant, but just wanted to double check, kind of thing. So as you can see, you take out the first guy there, nice and easy, get him out of the way. I'll fly up a bit so you get a bit of a bird's eye view, there we go, so they can
hold up what's happening.
Kill the first person. If you do get two running at you like this, obviously you can deal with them individually. Just knock them out at that point rather than trying to kill them, and there goes your guy down on the floor nice and easy. And it's as quick and simple as that. If your sorcerer doesn't pull, then obviously Monkey was showing us this earlier, you can pop round here,
Len top, Heracarian trousers.
Take out the person on the top there, and then you can work your way around, and if this guy at this tent goes to stand up, you can shoot him with your bow as well, and then pull your sorcerer that's solo across there on his own or her own, knock them out, take them to the caravan, and you could just clear the rest of the place out if you wanted to while you're here as well.
Thanks, Kathy.
For this one. But yeah, thanks Kathy, yeah, absolutely. It's the Lemurian chest piece, Hycarinian Raider for the pants, I think I went with Zamorian Thief for the boots, and then the usual gold jewellery for the
that's all I can remember.
Earrings and the hands. And then it's just dyed in the normal white and black with a bit of purple on the chest piece. It's sort of the signature outfit, if you will, for Lexi, for this character. For the server. Oh yeah, exactly how I do. If you feel a bit more hands-on, you just go through with the axe of the lion and knock everybody out. And if you want to get yourself a thugger while you're here, you can do. Or like we did at the beginning. If you're not bothered about him, but you just feel like being funny, just, you know, give him a cheeky kick. Just like that. Then run away. And by the time he runs back up, he won't know, pardon the pun, what hit him. But yeah, you've got this area here.
Yay.
And as soon as you cleared around here, you could literally run across here.
This is Sparta.
And then you can sneak up and around here. Got to be a little bit careful again here, the way you pull people. If you pull too much aggro and you have 2 or 3 to deal with, you're best just having truncheons for everybody and knock them out.
This is a bad day to be Thugra.
Bad day to be Thugra, yeah, exactly. Poor guy keeps getting kicked off his ledge. And then you got a couple of sorcerers in here again. 2, maybe 3 monkey in this one. Pretty much same tactic again. Use your bow to pull aggro, just pace yourself with it. And then if you're feeling really clever and you want to change your scenery, or just really lucky, if there's no event coming on or going on at the time, you can pop across here,
3.
knock all these, yeah, 3, thank you. There you go, you can work your way across here into the summoning place, and then you've got one sat against this cage here, which is, ooh, that's quite a good one. You've got a named one sat there at the moment, and again if you scoot across the other side, you've got one stood here. Like I say, with the new truncheon, a tier 1, tier 2 will knock out really easy. Sorry, friendship stick, not truncheon. And then stood with the spine breakers, yep, that's the one. And of course, where the cannibal brute stood here,
named me likey.
You've got another sorcerer here, which again can be any level 1, 2, 3 or named. So you've got 3 sorcerers in here. Just don't stay in here too long, because those drums will drive you crazy after a while. But yeah, that is pretty much the Headhunter event, or the Sorcerer Hunt event, whatever you want to call it. Apologies about the slow rendering of everything. This is one of the many issues that's still going on console, just the same as PC, where things don't seem to load very quickly. But that, in a nutshell, is the event. Pretty fun by the sound of it. I think a lot of people are enjoying it. Anybody got any questions they want to ask? Anything they want to get another look at that we didn't maybe cover long enough? If you're going to have a closer look at anything, do let me know. We can have another look at them again. So my big question is, who's going to try and get everything? Or even better than that, who's going to be buying multiples of the Dead Woman's Dresses and the Truncheons? Because I know I'm going to be stocking up on them. 20,000 durability? Heck yeah.
Me.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. How much Ancient Obelisk you up to now, Monkey? You must have a fair bit now. Been at it quite a while today. You must be up to a fair bit now.
Hopefully me too.
Alright. Can you come with me a minute, young lady, please? There's one of our Delincias. Just while we're... because our two models there don't have a weapon, we'll pop Delincia there, so if the Kudo, as he's called, decides to rear his head again, she'll be able to deal with them. Just on an interesting side note, nothing to do with the event or anything, but if you...
throw my hat into. Get my friends the easy way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just as another interesting thing I found recently, ignore that bug where she looks like she's got a bow in her hand, because she shouldn't have, but that's a glitch that's happened in the past and it's happening again. If you're looking around the Black Hand camps, especially the Black Hand pirates, and I believe it's more so in the jungle area, if you can come across this young lady, Sanaya Thorn, who is an archer. She's currently only level 10 at the minute, and she's got a mixture of Reach of the Red Mother and a what's it called, Masashi's Black Blade on her. I'm doing some testing with her at the minute. Again, pretty low level on HP when she starts out, but as you can see there now, level 10 and already got a decent amount of HP. Got some quite good stats on her. She's agility based again. If you're going to use her as an archer on a purge base, then possibly level her up with a katana, because if she can go more katana based to level up, and then give her a bow if you're going to then pop her on your purge bases. Don't know her damage number just off the top of my head, because unfortunately we can't access them on PlayStation, but her range damage modifier is pretty decent, and if you deck her out in full heavy, well, I've done her in full heavy Stygian soldier, crafted with the tier 4 shield right armourer for the higher armour value, and she gets a +5 in agility on all 5 pieces. And then she's just
5k then bought half of what was available at that caravan. Need 1k more to complete buy. No hard
nice.
Or tools. Where did you say she was? At Teddy Trent. She seems quite rare. Got her in a purge or two, I think. I am not a fan of being able to get the thralls so easily. The rest of it isn't bad, but getting such top tier thralls for knocking out 4 low.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? I'll come back to it in a second. Yeah, she's just decked out in a little fancy outfit that I kind of threw together just to make her look a bit different. But again, she's an archer, so just by giving her the heavy armour, she gets a nice protection with the armour and a bit of a boost again to her agility. And like I say, her range damage with a decent bow is actually pretty good. There's a little purge base I've got set up over here at the Black Galleon.
Hi, Thor.
And I've got one of her over there as well on there. She pretty much, I believe,
Hi, Kathy Ann.
is in the Black Hand Pirate region. So she's a named tier 4 Black Hand Pirate Archer. She's not a guaranteed spawn, unfortunately, so you'll have to kind of look around and keep an eye out and see if you spot her, but quite
Then
low
I'm gonna go
HP
for the thralls and help my friend Speed Farmer Bulus.
when you first get her. She's quite low on the HP, like the cannibal brutes, but not too bad. I think she's a little higher than them actually. I think it's just over 1,000. I had her following
Isn't
me on
she
the
in nearby?
well-trained perk earlier, so she was getting the plus 20 to everything, which obviously boosted her there.
Therefore,
And she's over 2,500 HP now, but when she was following me, she was
try
creeping
me a
over.
challenge.
She was creeping up over 4,000 HP when she was following me with the well-trained perk, so definitely a fun one to try. And then her, what I'm going to call male counterpart, who again is at my purge base and is a guaranteed spawn. If I can remember whereabouts he is.
But Kathy and Mannix think I might have seen her in the Black Galleon too, I think.
Yes, you possibly will have done, because she's Blackhand, or Blackhand Pirate, but yeah. The other person you could try and get yourself at first, who is a guaranteed spawn, which is where we are now. So we're here at the den, just on the line, as you can see there.
Dunaman.
If we zoom out, you can see where we are there on the map. And yes, this guy, Dunaman the Dragoon, is a guaranteed tier 4 archer. He will always be here in this spot. He's guaranteed, so it's a lot easier to get. Very similar to Sanaya Thorn once again. Okay-ish HP at a low level, decent stats to start with. Again, varied percentage chances. But once again, if you deck him out in the same gear,
Isn't that above the needs door?
he'll be pretty much fine. Again, really good range damage modifier.
Yeah.
And also, like Sanaya, I presume that's how you pronounce the name. It could be Sonia, but I believe it's Sonaya Thorn. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's a fast leveler,
He
just
has a
like she is.
multiplier on his range damage.
Yeah, I don't actually know what he's. I try and look it up, but sometimes when I look them up on the wiki and then other people have done it, it seems to give a different number.
I recognized somewhere.
So I'm
Second highest, I think.
not too sure, but yes, he is pretty high.
Learn
And
new things all the time with this game. I love it.
exactly, yeah, don't we all? Absolutely, it's a real learning curve, isn't it? But yeah, again, pretty decent, especially for a purge base once again. Beauty of him compared to Sanaya is, as I say, he's a guaranteed spawn, so he'll always be here. So what you could do is you could come up from there and then climb straight up to where they are, or if you came over this way a little bit, it's nice and flat and easy.
Is there anything worse than when it's raining cats and dogs? Yes. Hailing taxis.
Oh, here we go. The jokes have started. Here we go. Yep, you could climb up onto here. That is a good one though, I do like that. You will have someone to deal with here.
Basket.
But then if we deal with them, again,
for purge-based defense. His lower HP doesn't make for a good follower, but pretty good in base defense.
yeah, exactly. And again, if you kit him out with some decent gear, try and boost his HP while you level him, just like Sanaya.
Off for an hour. Smiling face with halo.
No worries.
You can easily pull them all one by one.
Yeah, exactly. Again, kill this person back here, pull these two, get rid of them, pull the others, or use the old trick again if you've got Axe of the Lion, or you've got your friendship sticks on you, just knock everybody out first, and then obviously deal with his two friends and then deal with him. Or if you're lucky and you can throw it far enough, throw a few purple lotus orbs at him if he doesn't aggro. But again, you can see his HP there, it's quite low, but if you get him on the well trained. Personally, as a little piece of advice, I would say to people, if you're getting somebody like him, or you come across Sanaya, train them up with the well trained perk so that you're giving them the plus 20 to everything. That way they get a decent fighting chance early on. But they're definitely worth a recommend and a try with. They're pretty good. Difference with him is, like I say, he's guaranteed. And yes, absolutely, just for all those Neebs fans.
Hello? Hey! Is somebody out there? I hear someone out there. Oh, help! Hey, get us out of here! Help! Listen. We're on the other side of the door. We're kind of in a pickle. Could use your help. Think there's some levers out there? Good chance one of them will open the door and we'll be... Could you pull a lever, please?
Are you sure?
Please? Just pick a lever.
But they said please, so... Now the question is, should we literally do this one at a time? Or should we just pull all four really quick and see what happens?
Pull them low.
So what do we reckon, chat? One at a time or all together? Let you guys decide their fate.
The lot.
Pull the lot. Okay, so we've got to this side, to this side. Here we go.
One at a time, suffer low. It's scripted anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Simon!
I misfit. The torture low.
Okay.
Oh,
He's eating. All right. Well, at least he's full now. The tiger's full. So no more levers? No, not even one?
Nope, not even one.
Okay. Just me and a full tiger. I'll be good, though. I'm good.
Yeah.
I appreciate the help.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Oh, God.
I got my tiger too.
Yeah. Have a good day, though. Okay?
Yeah, but if you pull all one after the other, owned the chaos.
He's got a good tiger in there with him. We got a tiger too. It's a tiger that helps you make friends, though. Not the kind that bites in a bad way. So yes, that is by Neeb's door, of course. So that's also another location while we're here, just as before, by the den. Another caravan here, which again, suitably placed. I say suitably placed, you've got this guy that'll aggro straight away, but you've got them. A couple of people here to deal with. And these here, but then if you make your way through here, just up the hill here, another one there to deal with. Then you'll have these guys at this fire to deal with. Then over here we have our two sorcerers. Now there could be other spots in here where there is another sorcerer, can't remember off the top of my head. But you've got your two guaranteed ones there at least. Couple of taskmasters chatting away there.
Why would doors do well on social media? Everyone looks for their handles. Just call her Stella. Dora, maybe she'll be your friend Orange Heart.
Well, yeah, two sorcerers here at the den, so a little bit more involved than some other locations, but still a pretty good spot, so you can knock them out there or claim their skulls and then run down here, and if you keep this area clear here, you can just drag them down here on the rope of friendship all the way out to here, and then hand them in at the cage, and then
Kathy an astonished face.
same again, but you've got the Mad Prophet helmet here, then all the recipes, the truncheon, the bindings, and the hammer again, but your
On the dark side.
hardened steel tools are going to be slightly different at this camp. So this is the limited time event once again that's going on, so definitely if you haven't already, farm the heck out of this event if you're enjoying it. Okay, yeah, if it's not your cup of tea as the saying goes, if you're not keen on it, then that's absolutely fine. Obviously it's entirely up to you. You know, you do
Thank you.
whatever you would like to do. Must admit, I did enjoy it the first time, and I enjoy it now.
Round table. Circumference.
Oh dear me. I think we need to get that basket in the corner again. I think we need 1 or 2 people to go and get in the naughty basket in the corner.
Lol.
Oh dear.
I'm going to get the armor recipes and the placeables recipes. It's worth it for that.
Oh yeah,
Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
absolutely
Right
is.
now. Oh, and the rockets.
Oh yeah, buy yourself some rockets as well. Yeah, I believe they're only purchasable. I
Some good jokes today.
don't think there's a recipe for those. So excuse me, getting my bearings again a minute here. No, going the wrong way. So this is our little.
You'll have to catch me first. Squinting face with tongue. Why did the tomato blush? Because it saw the salad dressing.
Oh wow. Yes, that's a good one, that one. So this is our little welcome centre that we have on the server,
Woman face booming.
that those who play on the server will recognise, of course. The map room and a teleporter. Just a fancy little design that I did for something a bit different on, excuse me, on here. Gotta say, some very, very interesting builds on this server at the minute. The way people have built some different bases, and this is the beauty of Conan again. When people build their bases, you've got the people who build very basic and very simple.
Why was the ghost so tired? He worked the graveyard shift.
And then you've got obviously people who get very ingenious and very different and different styles of things. So this is nothing too special, it's just purely a welcome centre. There's not much in here. Just all the different bits and pieces set out for people that join, where they get a little starter kit when they join the server. So that's just in here. The tower on the side is just for show, really. So that's our little welcome centre. And she's not here tonight, but those who remember Pretty But Evil, that has been in the chat before, this is her first little base, little base that she built, which again is done in a different style. Because
what do you call a pony with a sore throat? A little horse.
Oh, designed based off little islands, if you will. Some of them are obviously on the land, as you can see there, but most of these are all actually floating on foundations underwater. So if I go under a minute, as you can see, they are actually all built separately. All different pieces of the build. And then this fancy one here.
Crafting hall for new players. That way they can craft with T4. But they need to gather basic mats first to then craft. Yes, he is an amazing builder.
And this is the tavern that she built for her tavern, with lots of dancers and interesting people in it. So that's her little build that she did. I said little, it's, well, it is, but it's a, what I'm calling River Village, which looks quite interesting, especially when it's all lit up at night. So it's a very interesting, different way
Why
that it...
couldn't the duck be quiet? Because it was addicted to quack.
Yeah, that's a bad one. 5 minutes in the corner for that one.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I think this looks pretty interesting. Interesting little build there that she's done. Like I say, lots and lots of very, very
Man face
different,
filming.
interesting builds that people have come up with. Some of your basic builds around that people do, but some very interesting ones as well. Like you've got even, although only a basic build again, it's a cool, interesting design wrapped around the tree using the flotsam style.
Why couldn't the couple get married at the library? It was all booked up.
You're getting them in while you can, aren't you? Tell you. You have to be having words. Those of you that know Gaming with Gem, who is also the co-owner of the server with me, this is her, not completed yet, but
Oh, that's a nice one too.
her new build
Oh,
that she's done.
okay, I'll stop.
She's obviously in the middle of building this one still, but that's done with the Terranian. Quite a nice, interesting looking build there.
Thanks, Teddy.
And if we go back to the summoning place, we've mentioned this one before. This is our, which is taking forever to render in, there we go, sort of PvP event arena that we have. This has kind of turned to an RP roleplay kind of server at the minute. So this is the palace that belongs to the Queen, which has got all of her royal guards, etc., and other bits and pieces in there. Then we have our server store where he sells different bits and pieces to people, weapons and different armor styles. Very, very cool too. And we've got people's little outposts dotted around. Then I'm sure he won't mind me showing this off. This is a little hint to a future video I'll have coming up as well. While you're out and about, leveling up a follower, let's just say, so a Sanaya or Dunaman or anybody else, and if you're on this little dune using these undead hyenas, because these give some decent XP for leveling, and you're pulling them all in with a bow, but then you happen to have your trusty little cleaver with you and you chop them all up, if you then take the said flesh that they give you, and if I can land properly, there we go, you happen to have some things like this set up, you pop your meat in there as you can see, and that will all turn into putrid meat, which to a lot of people is no good, but actually there are uses for it, because if you then take that putrid meat and stick it
never see elephants hiding in trees?
In a squisher,
because they're so good at it.
Then it will squash down that putrid meat and turn it into ichor for you. Yes, it's not going to give you huge amounts instantly, but look at it this way. That's two things you can be doing at once. You're leveling up your follower, because you can also do that. And you've also got that little camp of skellies there that you can keep going through, chopping them up again. They'll give you a ton of putrid meat. So while that follower's leveling up, and you're waiting for them to respawn and then that camp to respawn, you've emptied all your meat and putrid meat out of your inventory, and you're producing yourself some ichor, which, let's face it, in game we all know we need a lot of ichor a lot of the time for making oil, especially if you're going to use it on the alchemist bench with bark. Then absolutely, really cool way to do it. I'm sure Monkey won't mind me showing that off, but just a little bit of a trick and tip there for you. I suppose that was a 2-in-1. You can be leveling up a friend, chopping up the bodies to get rid of them, and getting yourself a bit of useful resource while you're at it. So that's it for round here. Then if we take a little trip up into the Highlands.
Good way to get oil.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Hanchy RRR. What's that? A vicious circle.
Yeah, but it's a productive one though, because you're leveling up a friend, but you're also gaining resources from doing that. This build I've mentioned before, this was built by a friend of mine that built this for us when we first started the server.
Face with tears of joy. No, it's my fave idea for an ichor farm in the desert.
I did show this off at one time. This was our original base that we kind of just use for storage a lot of the time now. I don't very much use a lot in here apart from using the benches and what have you in there. Another little build that I've been experimenting with
Share it all PLZ.
is this one here, which again is a mixture of Nemedian, Stormglass, and then the Yamatai with the reverse inner face facing outwards, which was something I got from another YouTuber called Barden, who is a very good builder.
Oh, that is a cute little cottage.
And he was saying if you want
back in north.
like the white wood and the brown wood effect, rather than getting the pattern on it, turn it that way around.
My main base is in this area.
Yes, that sounds good. And then the tower I've kind of been playing around with and trying out some different shapes with it. I'm still a bit and ahhing with that tower yet, whether it's perfect or not. Well, there's nothing in here as yet, but if I just take you inside, as you can see, that's the tower in the corner. Nice little chapel or a hall it could be, or even a home if you wanted it as a little home like that, but it's kind of something I've been playing around with. Not done anything on it for a little while, but this is just gives you an idea of what you can do with different builds and different things and how you can tweak them and play around with them. I mean, originally this window had the pieces across here in a straight line, and I thought, what about arching them outwards?
It makes me think of a chapel/church. I'd suggest turning the tower into a circular tower. Love that trick WI the gate.
Yeah, I did think about doing that actually, turning it into a rounded tower. Yeah. So yeah, this is just the two of the stone glass doorway, which comes in the cathedral set. So essentially, this is one doorway here, which takes up two foundations, and then the inner one. And I've just obviously blended it by putting
always turn into small towns.
the walls on the outside first. So essentially, when we want to, we could have the doors closed if we wanted to, or we can have them open like that. A little bit of an interesting one that I've just been playing around with.
Oh, so it's not the gate trick?
No, that's actually the stone glass doorway that, as I say, it literally takes up two foundations, so it is two foundations wide, and it's just two of them placed, one behind the other, in between wall pieces to blend it in a bit more. But yeah, I may tweak that tower just yet and change it around a little bit. See there how it just takes so long to render things in at the minute still, which is a bit of a shame. But it's just kind of the way the game's behaving at the moment. Now, if we fly across this way, so we won't mind showing off some other builds that are around. This is more of a village style, I believe, is gone with.
Huge.
And this is the Enterprise crew, which those who are avid Star Wars fans, like the gentleman that built this, will appreciate why it's called the Enterprise crew for the clan name. But yeah, this is their fun little village that he's built. Got everything that he needs in here and all his people, including a tavern and a beer garden and everything. And a new little trick that not a lot of people knew about. Hope you don't mind me sharing this one, Robert. But if you don't want to take up too much floor space side by side for your animal pens, where you've got one underneath, build a platform over it with a staircase, obviously, or a lift so you can get up there, and then pop your other one up on top. So you can have a double-decker animal pen. How cool is that? Yeah. Pretty cool, I would say. So it just shows you that you don't have to be on. We don't have to be on PC to come up with quirks like that. Yes, we are limited on PlayStation, granted, but
I like that.
you know, there are things we can do. If you just put your mind to it, there's cool little things that we can do. And then if we take a little trip across here, and I've forgotten the name of the video that I did it
Tried
in.
that for farming but couldn't get it to work.
It was probably one of, I think it was my strength build video even. When I ended that one and I finished in the Highlands, if you will remember, I was stood, if I remember correctly, right here like this. And it was raining, but we had this little build in the background. And this is exactly where I was. And again,
Thank you.
this is another build that I
Smiling
think is
faces,
wonderful to
smiling
show
eyes,
off and
smiling
should be
faces,
showed off,
smiling
because the young lady that built this should be very proud of it also, because she's worked very, very hard on it.
To build walls close into the animal pen, and you can place an altar on top of the center of it.
Well, this is another very interesting village style build, shall we say again. Once again, tucked up here, nice and quiet out of the way from everything, just below the caves of Jill. This is the Claws, as their clan is called, and the followers from this one, I'm going to call them followers or people rather than thralls.
Nice.
They are all named after people or characters from her books. I am of course referring to Kathy, so those that didn't know, Kathy Ann is a writer and writes a wonderful little series of books that she's been doing, and she's still ongoing with it. So if you haven't seen it, do check them out. Do feel free, Kathy, to pop a link in chat if you've got one for people to have a look at if they haven't seen it and they would be interested. I can definitely recommend it. And then when you start to see some of those names and recognise them, you'll think, oh, I saw them on Conan. Well, that's her main little build. She has her treasure coffer up in there out of the way. Then we've got the animal pens over here. The altar. All nice and safe out of the way with a nice gateway for people to cut through. And then this is a cool little bit as well. I love this. A nice posh little tavern on the edge of the cliff. Where you got the little doggy chilling out. All nice and set up, ready for patrons to arrive on the outside. And then nice little display
on the bookshelf. Lol, sorry.
On the opposite side, again another gateway to lead you down back into the valley, and also has very kindly provided a staircase there that will get people up to Freya's hovel. I believe that is. Yeah, that's the Zingarian guard dog, I believe it's called.
Lol.
Came out with the last chapter, I think it was, or the chapter before. Yeah, last chapter, I think. And again, beautiful design for a tavern. Mixture again of the Nemedian and the Stormglass once again. Absolutely beautiful couple of building sets. And then very nicely and warmly decorated inside, with lots of entertainers and seating for everyone to sit at.
That 2H dead hammer is a bear tenderizer.
Haha, nice. Yep. the fatalities with that are pretty cool as well. Oh, we got some guy thinking he's clever stuck through the floor and trying to stick his head into the chessboard. I don't know why. But
Nice heaven, I love that.
a very cool looking chessboard there. If you're not careful, dude, it'll be checkmate for you, sticking yourself in the table like that. So yes, there we go. A very nice looking tavern. Once again, changed ever so slightly since I was last here. The bar counter used to be across there last time, but I think it looks very, very good there in the window now. Nice and full of patrons, of course. I don't know why this guy still keeps turning up. Don't know why he's here still. We need to start charging him rent. He was to do with the werewolf event.
On Amazon.
Yeah, the books are certainly on Amazon. They are indeed. And a very, very worthwhile read. And I know if Gaming with Jem was here, she would be able to verify that as well. She would confirm that they are an excellent read. So yeah, another very cool looking village environment. With a nice pathway up to the caves of Jill. And then her, I think she called it, little naughty corner, shall we say. Again, very nicely done out. With the very cute animals, all just chilling out with some friends inside. All nice and cosy in there. A nice little tent. But yeah, absolutely. Do check out Cathy Ann's books. Like I say, if Gaming with Jem was here, she would, I'm sure she'd recommend them. I know she's enjoying reading it. Good to give her the support and the encouragement to do it, because it's a, I say it every time, it's a very good thing that she's doing. Not easy for her, I know, trying to write them and come up with ideas for each one and trying to keep it interesting. Difficult experiences for her to try and explain, I think, sometimes as well. But she does very, very well with it. So I'm sure she would...
But Cathy Ann Mannix, you thought any more about audio?
That's, yeah, that's a very good question, I'll do. We're going to go back off this way a moment. And then we'll carry on back across here. So then, I get my bearings correctly again as well. Another very cool build that we can show off.
I am looking for peeps and checking out AI. Depends on the pound. Love audiobooks.
Yeah, and this is another very cool design build once again. I know he's in the process of thinking about upgrading this or remodeling it, potentially. Well, this was another very cool build done just on the top of this little cliff face here. Just nice and out of the way from everybody. With all the bits and pieces that he needs. With a feasting hall at the front. And then lots of room for all the patrons of the tavern to come and visit.
The Black Cat Chronicles voiced by YouTube creators LOL.
Yeah, there you go.
Upgrade to tier 3.
Yeah, there you go, you see, upgrade to tier 3. Nice little meeting room there again, very nicely decorated. Looks very warm and welcoming. Yeah, so there we go. that's just a little tour of some of the builds on our community server that I just felt with what we were doing was nice and appropriate at the time to kind of show off to people. I'm sure those are builds that they belong to, what mind me showing them off. Just kind of shows you the different creativity that people have. You know, I will admit it as well, I'm no expert builder myself.
Thank you, lads.
You know, people say I'm a very good builder, I'm getting better, but I probably am, but I still don't think I'm anywhere near as good as some people that are out there. I see some people's builds and I think that, you know, how do I never think of that? Or wow, why did I not think of that? But that's the beauty of the game again, like I say. You can play around with it, test different things, try different things, and, you know, figure out what works for you.
Much better than me.
Yeah, I'm sure you do fine. We all have our own unique styles. I mean, I know I've showed this off before, but it's like even with this, built with the pyramid set, this ended up looking different to how I originally envisioned it or had their plan in my head. You know, I've showed this off many times and featured it in videos. The roof edging, like I say, the idea in my head wasn't having it like it is there, with like the spaces in between with the lanterns. That wasn't the plan originally.
I spent a lot of time watching Barden builds and Eradication and a few others.
And the storm glass pieces, that was originally an open top roof, and then I decided to close it all in. But the hardest part is building your pool first before you even start the build, because you need to get your water depth right.
That's why I like seeing other people's
to where you want it. Otherwise, it's just, if you build a building then try and dig your pool into it, you'll struggle. So your best bet is to do your pool and then build your floors outwards and then build upwards after. Just stops you running into a lot of issues then. And then these little pieces were added recently. This is the
and just relax and let things happen, as Eradication says. That is a cool haul.
The new Yamatai
I watch them a lot to Kathy.
Yamatai onsen set. You get the foundation pieces, some flat roof pieces on these wall pieces, and again in that set it also comes with the bucket, the water pump, which actually works. Yep, just like the water pump, just let the ideas flow. And then you get the little stone and the big stone there and the clump of stones. Towels were originally in the game, I've just added those in, but you can of course interact with it and sit in it properly. Unlike the previous bath that was in, you can actually relax in the spa bath properly. You get the nice little Yamatai lamps that come with it as well. But yeah, and it blends pretty well with the what's this? The Asia door frame with the door. Kind of all blends in quite nicely. Looks pretty good with it. That's just a makeshift sauna, which again is just the Asia and a little campfire just to represent the sauna. And then we've got the same thing over this.
Out of clan people can't interact with the onsen tub.
Yeah, it's weird. Unless you own it, then I think if you own the item, then you can.
I have to say you have officially made me blush and have tears of joy with the lovely things you have said about me. Thank you, XX.
Oh, you're welcome, Kathy, honestly. You deserve it, honestly, because I know you go through a lot and you have to deal with a lot, and you're a heck of a support to me. Both you and Robert, obviously, and everybody else that's here, and I say it every week, I couldn't do this without you guys, and I couldn't have the servers the way that I do and have them running as well as they do without all of you guys and the support that I get. You know, it's one heck of a journey, and being that, as the title would suggest, we're now on the road to 1,000 because we're just so close now. just recently rolled over the 900, and that still sounds a lot of subscribers when you think 100 to go, but to some people that's a lot, to others it's not when you think about it. And that's obviously my first goal was to get to 500, and the ultimate goal now is to get to the next stage, which is 1,000, because then you start getting recognised a bit more by YouTube, and there's lots of cool new features that I can use and introduce, and ways that you guys can support the channel as well, even more so if you wanted to do. And speaking of support, Jem is currently working on the merch store and getting some more items ready for the summer release, since we are kind of in summer now, and the weather seems to be getting a bit better, so we thought it's time to get the summer merch released. But we shall let you know via our usual methods of communication, so in a live stream or on the community page, so do keep an eye out on that. We shall be letting people know things via those, and hopefully all being well, as things get sorted out, I shall be able to let you know next Friday on stream, if that's all up and running by then, or up to date, shall we say. As far as I know, it is still there are things still available, but she's in the process of working on it and updating a few different things. So yeah, hopefully you've all enjoyed the slightly different style of stream today. Like I say, a little bit different, bit of a showcase of the event items, and a bit of a walk round what goes on our server on PlayStation, and kind of the fun quirky builds that people have and what we offer.
Name her twin daughters. Anna 1, Anna 2.
And then she found out she was having two more, so it was Anna 3, 4. Yeah, but no, I like that one. That was good. And then again,
really
we've just
nice
got
server preview.
a little sort of admin area where we're potentially going to sell stuff from, with our nice little cozy little tavern again. I've showed this off before, and it has also featured in videos as well at times, where I've been sat in one of these chairs at the fire, not on this side but that opposite side, but that seat's already taken. But yeah, this is pretty much being used and will probably be used again in future videos. As I say, I hope you've all enjoyed it and you didn't mind a bit of a change. I thought we'd look over the event items and then just give you a bit of a behind the scenes thing, kind of thing, of what goes on our server, so you get to know just what happens in the world of Exile Lands, in the world of Game Labs and the community. And as I say, I'm sure those of you who didn't expect your builds to be featured then, I hope you will be okay with that, and that you're not
have a word, mate. Boy, that's my seat. Bugger off.
I know, right? Hope you didn't mind your builds being featured. It was a bit kind of a last minute decision, but I just thought people would appreciate a little bit of a behind the scenes tour of what goes on in our world, because I know it's a little bit different to most people who play on PC. But yeah, so that is where we're up to.
I wish I had a PlayStation now. All these NP labs. I appreciated it.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I suppose it's just a case now. Does anybody have any questions? Anything anybody would like us to go over again, or go and look at again? If you want to get a bit more of a longer, closer look at it, or any of the items from the event that we want to take another look at again, or one of the locations for where the caravans are. If you're not sure where a particular one is and you want me to go and show you where it is, we can definitely do that. Let me know.
I did think of one, but now I can't remember it. thinking face with tears of joy.
Oh, blooming heck. Yeah, it's horrible when that happens, isn't it? You think of something and then your mind just goes blank. Yeah. Happens to me when I'm about to record sometimes. I get it all in my head about, or I've got it there about what I'm about to say. Then I hit record and then oh, stop, start again. You know. It's, as I'm sure Rowdy would tell you, and even Angar would say it if he was here. Yeah. It's not easy. When you guys see those little videos that...
spend crom coins in Bazanau.
I would presume so. The battle pass, I think, when they're taking that away, I believe, if I've heard it correctly, with the Eradications video, it's September when they'd be taking it out.
That's it. Thanks, Teddy. Final 5 minutes for Scotland vs Hungary. I think both teams will be on their way home. Disappointed face.
Oh dear. Oh, unless Scotland can sneak in
Did you find the caravan near Almeria?
a cheeky goal. No, I did have a quick fly around before I made the video, but I couldn't seem to see it. And I thought, obviously, it's not going to be where it used to be, because that was on the tip of where that camp was. That's now Almeria, but didn't seem to be able to see one around there. So I don't know whether that was a thing. Let me just check as well. Just remembered we were saying earlier about the Relic Hunter torch, weren't we?
I found one near there, but I was drunk.
So in other words, you can't remember now where it was to tell us. Is that what you're saying?
Is there going to be another battle pass before September? If not, I'm spending my coins.
I don't know with that, because it makes me think, are we now waiting till September and keeping the battle pass we've got, and then even if people have done it, it'll just stay until, and then September's when we get the new age, or are we getting the new age in July, I think, which we thought it would be, and then July, August, September, so that would be the last one. The next one would be the last one, but then you'd have a battle pass for the start of the new age, but then it'd be gone. So I don't really know.
Not sure, but not holding my breath.
Again, they've not really communicated that very well, as to say, hey, right, we're doing away with the battle pass. This is going in September. So the one you've got now, the new age will be in September. You keep the one you've got now till then. They haven't really said that, I don't think. So we don't really know. We're in the dark a little bit with that one. So the Relic Hunter torch. Oh, I can hold it sitting. Yeah, that doesn't look very safe, does it? Look like I'm trying to set fire to myself. Let me stand up a minute. So yeah, Relic Hunter torch. Pressing all the wrong buttons. So yeah. I know, right? Good job I couldn't burn myself, wasn't it? Or burn the tavern down. But yeah, Relic Hunter torch, and we can use it quite easily on here. It's letting me equip it and use it. So I don't know with that one whether that's an issue on PC or...
I think I will as well.
Wherever. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. So that's an interesting one.
Thank goodness your uniform is non-flammable.
Oh no, right? Can you imagine? Not only that, I've been setting fire to my chair, setting fire to the tavern. Try and put my insurance claim in, they'd have told me where to go, wouldn't they? They said, you set fire to your tavern, how did you do it? Oh, I pulled out a torch while I was sat down and set light to everything. They'd do to me what I did to Thugra.
Kept in the dark and fed shite.
They'd kick me up the backside, wouldn't they? But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out for info on that one and see whether
my torch works fine. A monkey rolling on the floor last.
See what they see if they tell us anything a bit nearer the time. So again, it makes me think now.
True.
Are we staying in chapter 4 until September? Then we get the new age, or because it was originally supposed to be every 3 months, and we should be almost due, I think, is it, for the next age now? But again, the communication side of it isn't great, unfortunately, so we don't really know where we stand. But hey, we've all kind of got used to that right now, haven't we, with Funcom. So yeah, I think we better move before Lexi decides to go to sleep too early. Of course, with this sinking through the foundations issue, we've got market guards sinking through the floor, which doesn't help. And we've got our little business here that's going to produce and sell alchemical base on the server, quite aptly known as Alchemical Industries, with a middle dash, of course, alchemical.
Hide and trapdoor low.
So yeah, that's just there as well. And again, this is our big PvP event arena where people can come and test out builds that they've got and what have you. They can step into this zone and it will say that PvP is enabled for them, like that, and then they can fight each other or test out builds and what have you. Yeah, do you like that? Thank you. I didn't want to just call it Alchemical Industries with the full word as it's actually called Alchemical. I thought I need to make it look a bit quirky and different, so that's what we did.
Nice.
So as I say, our young lady here, who is the face of all the videos, of course, is also the known as Queen Lexi on this server. That's her kind of role on the server, if you will. And this is her little home, shall we say, guarded by her Royal Relic Hunter guards. As we've showed before, we've got the training room going on. Need to change some outfits in here yet again now for the next bit. Just haven't got round to changing them all yet. And then again, those bookcases, that's the, if it's still in, yes it is. That is the bookshelves, are separate pieces but should have the books showing. But unfortunately, one of the many bugs that still goes on with the game at the minute, where you can be
really like the palace,
looking at the bookshelves one minute and the books are there, and then another minute they're not. It seems to bug in and out at the moment, unfortunately. That's the lectern that also comes with it, so you as a player can interact with this. If you press your interact button, I should have talked about that now, shouldn't I, about Kathy's books and everything, since we're reading a book. I could have said.
Queen Lexi.
Speaking of reading, so yes, you can do it yourself, which is pretty cool. Yeah, she's not wearing the royal attire at the moment, but she does have a royal welcomer here. You can take any follower that you have, put them in the ghost symbol, and they'll open up the book and start reading. And then, yeah, this is the royal throne room with various people here doing their various different things, and the royal doggies, Lucky and Lucy, either side, and then the royal personal bodyguards, again relic hunters, both sat up at the top there. And then I can't take credit for the decoration of these rooms because again, Gaming with Gem designed these for me. So this is one of the 2 palace rooms that we have, which leads around into the restroom or bathroom as we call it in the UK. Again, need to maybe upgrade this to the hot tub version that we now have, with some of the various different outfits on, so I can do a quick outfit change with videos and what have you. and a few more out here because I need to get organised yet. And then the bed from the previous chapter,
Wow, she has mad skills.
the nice bed. Yeah, she's very good on the decorating side. Is Gaming with Gem. A lot of it comes, I think, from playing Sims 4, both on the console and PC. She does have a YouTube channel, for those that don't know, called Gaming with Gem, where she does a lot of Sims 4 content.
Is my fave.
She hasn't done any videos for a little while because she's been having some personal things that she's been dealing with her health and what have you. I won't go into detail, obviously, because that's up to her. But she's been wanting to put her health first and get that right. But she's been making lots of notes and ideas ready for carrying on with her new videos, where she does lots of little playthroughs of, like I said, The Sims 4 on PC, with different mods and different bits and pieces in it. Does lots of different builds and makes up different families or couples or solo people, and plays the game, shows it off pretty well, and does some interesting builds from scratch and also decorates them as well, which is pretty cool and fun to see. So yeah, do check her out on YouTube if you haven't seen her content already. I'm sure she'd appreciate again some likes and some follows and some comments. I'm sure if you're a Sims 4 fan, or if you know somebody that is, I'm sure she'd appreciate the support. As I say, hopefully getting back to it very, very soon. So, on that note, once again, this is a very good little area to farm your obelisk, as Monkey's been doing for most of today and also yesterday, I do believe, making quite a decent bit of coin from these camps.
+8 Scotland 0-0 Hungary.
So another good spot for you to come to, as well as lots of other areas, and you'll find the caravans, as I say, in exactly the same spots as before, bar the one at Almeria. But you've got the one up at the west wall near the prison in Seppenmaru, and then the one up at, when my cursor moves, New Azagarth for the Highlands. Not sure how long this event's going to be here, so do make the most of it while you can. Enjoy it.
Playing in extra time. Crossed fingers, crossed
Oh,
fingers.
still playing extra time. Ooh.
Scotland 0-1 Hungary.
Scotland 0-1. Oh. Come on, Scotland, get the equaliser. Come on. Come on, Scotland. You can do it. Get the equaliser. Take it to extra time. Get the equaliser.
Made 5k gold coins to the kitten. Hostile takeover pays well.
There you go, you see. So you've heard it first hand, guys. And just while we're here, because we can one more time, and it's the day of fun, why not give our old friend another cheeky kick again, just because we can. I'm sure he's getting fed up with it, but he doesn't know who it is. And what's the old saying? What you don't know can't hurt you.
No extra time.
No extra time. Oh, I thought if they score in it, if Scotland score and it's 1-0, they'll go into extra time. Unless it doesn't work like that, but that's what they used to do. Unless that's the World Cup and regular matches I'm thinking of. Yeah. There we go.
Only in the final 16.
Ah, right. Got you. Nah.
And after.
Oh, yeah,
Lol,
of course.
What a way to end. A swift kick in the butt, lol.
Yeah, I thought we'll end it as we started it. Why not? Just because we can. So once again, yeah, I hope you did all enjoy that. Do realise it was a little bit different to what we normally would do. We are literally about 1 minute off 10 o'clock. I cannot believe where 2 hours has gone. It's absolutely flown by
Nice
again.
stream, lads. Cheers. Cheers, everyone.
Hope
See
you've all
you
enjoyed
later.
it. I hope you've enjoyed the little
Love.
preview of our server and the various different builds that people have. I hope you enjoyed the look into the rewards from the current event. I'm going to let Lexi chill out for a little bit now, and then maybe we'll go and do some headhunting ourselves and catch up with people on server, see what everybody's up to. Thank you again, one and all, for being here. Your support is gratefully appreciated as always.
Chat, please have a good week.
That's another Sunday done. Yeah, absolutely. Have a great week. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I will see you back here once again on our single player playthrough at 7 PM UK time. And all being well, next Sunday 8 PM UK time again. Angar should be back. So we'll be back to our usual mixture of the Friday and the Sunday. So I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. I hope you have a good week. And unless I speak to you on server or in a future video or next Friday on the stream, I guess we'll finish by tradition as well. Thank you again, one and all, for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's been great to see you all once again. Take it easy. Bye bye for now.
Wine glass.